Welcome. Today, I would like to share with you a story which I titled The Princess and the Royal Crest. It is a tale of betrayal, love, and the fall of a kingdom. Long ago, in the heart of the great savannah, was a rich and powerful kingdom of Ajeed, where water was wealth, and the great cistern was at heart. The great cistern was a massive reservoir carved from sacred stone, filled with endless, crystal-clear water. The cistern was kept in a sacred room, and it was generally believed that, as long as the cistern remained full and intact, the kingdom would prosper. At the center of this mighty kingdom lived Princess Huahala, the jewel of Ajede kingdom. She was beautiful beyond words, with skin like the night sky and eyes that shone like the morning sun. Apart from being the only daughter of the mighty King Holiasin, princesses are the pride of the Ajede kingdom, and are the major reason why the kingdom remains peaceful and the cistern intact and always filled with water, according to the traditions of the Ajede kingdom. Every king must have a princess who must remain a virgin until she gets married to a befitting and suitable husband, who will eventually succeed the king. As long as the princess remains a virgin, there will be peace in the kingdom, and the great cistern will never run dry. The princess's wedding night is the first and last time that the princess and her father, the existing king, will enter the sacred room where the great cistern is placed for rituals. Princess Huahala was no ordinary princess. She was a beacon of grace, wisdom, and strength. Princess Huahala once looked at herself in the mirror and said,
"Oh, there she is, the face that launches 1,000 whispers, the beauty that sparks envy and admiration in equal measure. I see now why the court poets sing of me, why the bards weave tales of my radiance as if I were a goddess walking among mortals."
Her people adored her. The young girls admired her, and even the elders spoke of her with respect. As expected, Princess Huahala had had many suitors, most of whom were princes from kingdoms far and near, coming to seek her hand in marriage, but she turned them all away.
"Why should I settle for a prince who only sees my face? I want love, not politics,"
she would always say to her father. Her father, King Holiasin, often shook his head at her stubbornness.
Love. Huh? Love is for poets. A princess must marry for strength,
said her father, King Holiasin, grumbling. But Princess Huahala had her own dreams going on in her head, and one fateful night, those dreams led her straight into a path that looks like what she had always wanted. One evening, as the princess walked by the riverbank with her maidens, she heard the soft strumming of a bira, a melody so sweet, so haunting, it pulled her in like a whispered secret. As she looked ahead, lo and behold there, under an ancient acacia tree, sat a tall, dark, handsome stranger. His voice was smooth as honey, his eyes sharp as a hawk's. The stranger smirking,
a princess out so late. The stars must envy your beauty."
Huahala rolled her eyes, but couldn't hide her smile.
"Flattery is cheap. Who are you?"
The stranger chuckled, strumming his instrument again. "I am just a humble traveler, lost in the beauty of your kingdom," said the stranger. And that was the beginning of everything. That was how Princess Huahala found love with a stranger. And night after night, she returned. Princess Huahala got carried away with the awe of the stranger, and was ready to fight for her love no matter who was involved.
"A stranger? You mean I will hand you and this great kingdom to a stranger? You mean you will choose your happiness at the expense of the entire kingdom? You will choose your feelings over your destiny? I hope you know what your destiny is and what you mean to this great kingdom."
despite every attempt to make the princess understand the dangers that may be involved in her loving a stranger or someone without a royal heritage and how the kingdom might fall because of this singular action, the princess was of the opinion that the king should be more concerned about her life than the kingdom. She believed the whole tradition was an exaggeration, insisting that that is the only man her heart has ever beaten for, and being a full-grown adult, deserved to be free to find happiness anywhere. Eventually, the king realized that he doesn't stand a chance of changing the princess' mind through force or argument, so he tries to persuade her calmly. But to everyone's greatest surprise, the princess insisted that it is either the stranger or no one.
But then, to what extent can we trust our emotions? Is every fight worth fighting? Maybe she should never have trusted him. Maybe she should have left. Maybe she should have remembered that not all that seems genuine is rooted in sincerity, or that appearances can be deceiving, and that not every feeling is true love.
Princess Uahala was overwhelmed by this feeling of love she had never felt before. She fondly called her lover "my stranger," since everyone referred to him as a stranger. And so she forgot to ask for his name, his roots, his family, for his voice, his charm. It was like a spell. And then, under the full moon, she gave herself to him. She traded her destiny and the destiny of the entire kingdom for her emotions. She forgot that her destiny came with her birth, that her virginity was a pillar that held the entire kingdom. Princess Uahala was befuddled with love from a stranger whose source or origin she did not know. She forgot that who she marries matters not just for her own happiness, but for the peace and continuity of the kingdom where she belongs. By morning, the stranger was gone. All he left behind was a silver medallion, half buried in the sand. Princess Uahala picked it up, tracing the engraved symbol. A lion devouring a son. Her heart stopped. That was the royal crest of Alopapin, Ajade's greatest enemy. The stranger wasn't a wandering poet. He was a spy, a deceiver, a thief of honor. She rushed back to the palace, but it was too late. That very night, the great cistern cracked. A powerful earthquake shook the land, and the sacred water poured out like an unstoppable flood. The people screamed in horror as the river of life vanished into the dry earth, leaving the land thirsty and cursed. Then came the horns of war. Alopapin had attacked. Weakened by drought, Ajade fell in a single night. The Golden Kingdom was no more. Princess Uahala knelt before her father, tears streaming down her face.
Father, I was deceived. I never meant for this to happen.
The old king looked at his daughter, the daughter he had once adored. Now, because of her, his people were scattered. His kingdom was gone. His voice was quiet but cold.
A cistern does not break in a single day. It cracks slowly from within.
With that, the king just turned away. "You're no longer my daughter." He banished her from the ruins of the kingdom. And so, barefoot and alone, the once beloved princess wandered into the wilderness. Legends say that Uahala never died. Instead, the gods cursed her to wander the earth forever, whispering warnings to young maidens. Some say she became the wind itself, weeping through the valleys, crying, "O traveler, are you real or are you ruin?" Others say she waits in the shadows, watching, listening, because one day she will return. And when she does, she will ask only one question: have you learned, or will you betray yourself again? Moral of the story: guard well the treasures of your soul, for once they're lost, they're gone and whole. A moment's lapse, a fleeting chance, can lead to sorrow's endless dance. The heart's pure gems, the mind's bright flame, once dimmed or stolen, none reclaim. So keep them close with vigilant eye, lest they be gone like stars from sky. Not everything that sings sweetly as a kind heart. A single mistake can bring ruin to an entire kingdom. Guard what is precious, for once it is lost, it may never return.
Oh, beautiful damsel, the one that is beautiful beyond words, with skin like the night sky and eyes that shone like the morning sun. The pride of her father, the joy of her kingdom. Oh, our princess, oh, our peacemaker. Your beauty is incomparable. The whole kingdom has always looked forward to your wedding day, the day when the destiny of our great kingdom will be determined. Oh, our princess, oh, our peacemaker. How I wish we can turn back the hand of time to undo all that has been done. How I wish all of these is a dream.